You know what? Let's go back. Let's circle back to talking about A Court of Mist and Fury.
All right, I'll go get a snack. You guys let me know when you're
No.
done with that.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Midlight Crisis, a real podcast hosted by three grown-up biologists revisiting books from our teens, and it's totally cool. I am one of your hosts, Sophie, and today I come from an illustrious lineage of job havers who are from places, obviously. And the job and place that I'm from are as follows. I am a flower cleaner from the theme park of leaves.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay.
like
Very
So-
whimsy.
really
you?
cohesive.
yeah. Do you clean other things off of the flowers?
Yeah, this
Or-
is an AMA. I'm a flower
Or-
cleaner from the theme park of leaves. AMA.
Or
Yeah.
do you go around and clean up all the flowers that appear because this theme park is only for leaves, no flowers?
Wow, what a good question. I clean the flowers that are
Okay.
there. Yeah.
There are flowers
I
there.
polish the
Interesting.
petals and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
The
wipe
pistils?
away the what?
And the pistils and the stamens.
Yeah, definitely. The anthers. Yeah, I wipe away all the grimy bee footprints.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the end of the sentence.
Oh,
Nice.
it seemed like there was going to be more.
Nope, that was the it. That was the it.
That was the it.
That was the ick.
Oh my goodness.
That's who I am and what I do and where I'm from. What about you guys?
My name's Sam, and today I am an abyss planter from the Orchid of Movies.
Huh.
Wait, the orchid of
Orchard?
boobies? Oh,
No,
orchard.
movies.
Oh, okay.
Of boobies?
I thought like the bird.
No, tits.
It's okay, different.
Tits
That's
like
also
the
a
bird.
bird.
Tits like the bird. Yeah.
Tits like the bird.
No,
Okay, I was
movies.
clearly I'm doing
Movies.
well. The orchard of movies.
Of movies, not the orchid of boobies.
Yeah, different.
That's a different thing.
That's a different thing.
Yeah, sorry, I can't read my own typing.
Nope, that's okay. I clearly can't hear you when you speak, I guess.
Oh boy.
My brain is not forming those sounds into cohesive words. Okay. The orchard of movies, an abyss planter?
Yeah,
Wow.
Huh.
I plant the abyss.
Yeah, you just put it there? Is it like in
Yeah.
a pot? Or
I think
Just, like-
I envision it as like holes in the ground. You
So
know?
you just like
Mm.
have a shovel?
Yeah, and then you just look into the hole and you see nothing but
Yeah.
darkness and black
Oh.
and despair.
Oh,
Yeah.
despair.
Yeah.
Does it stare back at you?
It does.
Okay.
wow.
It has
Every-
little
yeah.
cat demon eyes
Way down at the bottom.
Oh,
that
Yeah.
blink
Oh,
every minute.
interesting.
not
So
quite
you-
at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Oh, each eye blinks separately? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that
Mhm.
better or worse than if multiple eyes all blink together?
I
How many
don't
eyes?
know.
How many eyes, Sam? How many abysses have you planted?
No, how many
Oh.
eyes in a single abyss?
Oh, there's only
Oh.
2. And you can
Only
only
2 per
see
abyss.
both at the same time once every hour. I'm just
Whoa.
making shit up. I don't know.
Wow.
For some reason, the idea that the abyss has eyes is like, yeah, fine. But the idea that the abyss has binocular vision is really doing it for me.
But it only sees out of both eyes once every hour. And other than that, if you see an eye, it's random. And to
Random?
spot both eyes,
Oh.
you get
Do you get a prize? Does it
yeah,
take your
I was gonna
soul?
say a treasure, but then I was trying to make it more depressing and I couldn't.
Oh,
because
no,
it's
you-
already really depressing.
Yeah, you
I'm
went-
in a great place.
You went whimsical
for
and then you
sure.
were like, this is too whimsical.
Like, no.
I was like
treasure, but the
"Uh."
treasure is despair.
The treasure is war.
Oh no.
We don't need an abyss for that. We're
Yeah.
gonna get it all on our own.
Okay, anyway.
Maybe someone more cheerful should introduce themselves.
No, I need to still talk about your abyss
Oh,
because
okay.
I like this really important world building you did where it only has depth perception once an hour because it can only see out of one eye. So you can sneak up on the abyss except for that one moment during the hour.
Yeah, and if you sneak up on it in that one point, if you sneak up at that one point,
then you get the war
it consumes
treasure.
you.
Oh, okay,
no, it
great.
consumes you.
Oh yeah, okay, got it.
Okay.
So you can't look in the abyss without risk.
Right.
Yeah, this is very similar to a game I just played called A Game About Digging a Hole, surprisingly.
Oh, you've influenced me. You told me about this yesterday. My brain had it fresh in my brain. Wow, my brain had that fresh
in your brain.
It was fresh in your brain where your brain had it.
Yeah, we're doing good. Okay,
This is
who's
a
the
good
other
podcast.
one?
We love to be in 2025.
Yeah.
I am Hannah, and today, and I guess all of the rest of the time, I am a spoon digger from the submarine base of Forks.
Oh, wow.
There's a submarine base in Forks now.
Yeah.
A landlocked town.
Oh, that's where the vampires go.
Where the vampires go. They dug a hole from the coast.
They dug an abyss? They hired an abyss digger?
They dug an abyss all the way from the beach to the town.
Okay.
And they put their submarine in it.
Okay.
And they dug it with a spoon, which is what I did.
Oh
boy.
I was wondering if you were like the secret police for Forks.
Spoon digger?
Yeah, because they're not allowed to have spoons. So you like dig out the spoons and then you're like, get out of here.
Yeah.
Or something. You know?
Yeah. Well, you know how there's like, in many towns you have a knife sharpening truck that like goes around and plays their little jingle?
Yeah.
And you can bring out your knives to get sharpened.
What?
In Forks, you're not allowed to have a knife or a spoon.
Okay.
So I am a secret spoonman who goes around in my truck and plays my little jingle.
And then
from my submarine, and then people can come and get an illegal spoon from me.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like how knives have to be sharpened. You were like every once in a while your spoon has to be redug to get the get the scoop in it.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta dig your spoon.
You gotta redig your spoons.
Gotta get your spoon.
Yeah.
Gotta get your knives sharpened and your spoons digged.
And your spoons digged. Not dug. That's the wrong one.
No. Yeah, you know like when you
hang or
dive,
hunged.
Yeah. When you scuba dive, you dived, you didn't dove.
Yeah.
Wait.
Same with spoons, everyone knows that.
What?
Same with spoons, everyone knows, yeah.
What?
The past tense of dive.
You guys are hurting my brain.
You
Can we go back? Can we go back to the truck that drives around and sharpens your knives?
Yeah.
That was not a bit. That's a thing in real life.
Are you confused about ice cream trucks?
No, it's a thing.
I don't know that that's a thing.
It is a thing. I don't know if they're much of a thing anymore. They were certainly a thing like in our parents' generation, but they do still like show up occasionally.
Where they play a little jingle?
I don't know if they play a jingle. That part might have been fabricated.
Are you sure there's not just like a knife salesman?
Knife
sharpening
truck.
All right.
See, they exist.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, and
I believe
they
it.
Look like
they look exactly like you think
trucks.
they would. Yeah.
They do. And they sing a little song. And then you can go get your knife sharpened.
Yeah, they look like an ice cream truck, but they have knives painted on the sides, which is so normal. Yeah. Okay, anyway. Wow.
I don't know why you're dragging me for the real thing and not the absolute nonsense I made up, but that's
absurd.
Fine.
Your nonsense made more sense.
I just got so distracted by the knife sharpening
the
van
jingle.
that I couldn't pay attention to everything else going on because I was like, what?
Yeah, the part where there was a jingle attached to it was too much for me.
Okay, well...
I think they did have jingles. The internet suggests
your knives get
they
dull
do.
And your spoon gets undug.
Undug. My spoon's gonna be so flat, like a spatula.
It's gonna be really flat and really unsatisfying to eat soup with.
So embarrassing. Well, anyway, the reason we have these very important jobs from very important places is, of course, because we are reading City of Bones by Cassandra Clare, the book where people have jobs and are from places.
The one example of that.
The one example. Notably, the one that has that in it. And as always, we have read one chapter of this book for this episode, and somebody who isn't me is going to tell us what happened in it.
It's me.
Yay.
Oh, thank God.
Did someone say werewolves? Well, the vampire said Los Niños de la Luna.
Wow.
Or in English, the moon's children.
Wow.
I don't
Children
speak
of the
Spanish.
moon, please.
Please.
Anyways. And that's who crashes the vampire party that we were having. And one of those wolves decides to turn into a human form to claim that they are there for Clary, which shocks everyone. Even Jace was stunned. The vampires claim Clary belongs to them because she trespassed, yada, yada, yada. And then a full-on wolves versus vamps battle starts. Woo!
Woo!
Simon saves the day for the three humans, though, and finds a secret door to escape from. The three make it out, steal a vampire motorcycle, and Jace takes a giant leap and hopes it's a flying one. No, literally, he flies it into the air, not knowing if it can fly or not. But luckily for everyone, it does in fact fly. Though, only until sunrise, which occurs while they're cruising along the river, and they crash out a little, but everyone is okay, and Simon is back to being a human. Yay!
Yay!
Wow. And they have a heartfelt moment that Jace is really jealous of.
Yeah.
That is a key point.
The triangle be triangling.
Yep.
Yeah, I had a moment at that point where I was like, I really read this with I don't know what the expression is, like rose-colored glasses or like a blindfold. Like I was just like
shipping goggles.
Yeah.
Shipping goggles.
Is that an actual term or did you just make that up?
No, I think that's a thing.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I must have, even though I didn't really know when I read it because I was young and didn't really know these things. But anyways, yeah, I was just like, why was it always just so obvious it was Jason? I think maybe it's because he's the one on the cover, so it has to be him. I don't know.
No, and
Anyways.
it does seem very obvious. Like, it's very obvious that they're way more into each other, and they are definitely the end game.
Yeah.
But I stand by that these moments are like actually romantic coded.
No, yeah, I have determined my youthful self was biased.
Yeah. It's fair.
But now I'm also thinking, though, has there ever been a love triangle where the original best friend won? And I don't think there is.
No. Because the original best friend is always the one where it's like, your old life, are you gonna choose that?
Yeah,
or are you gonna
exactly.
choose the new guy?
Yeah, like the best friend is always just the plot device. Oh, Hannah has something.
Is it Shadow and Bone? There was sort of a love triangle.
Oh,
sorry, I didn't mean to be so dramatic about that.
No, that's fair. You're right.
No, you're right.
But I feel like they, in that one, they didn't even lean into the what's his face
the
beyond
darkling?
their first interaction.
Yeah.
But then he just
sort
like
of
went
Nikolai
bad
at one point, I think.
Yeah, they tried to like tease Nikolai, but it was never convincing enough.
Nikolai was the book 2 bisexual that you always know isn't going to work out.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have a future with someone else. Anyway, this book that we're reading. Okay, I know it's like mid to late in the chapter, but I do just need to address everybody giving Jace a hard time about driving the motorcycle off of the roof without knowing it could fly. It is on the roof.
True.
How did it get there if it couldn't fly?
Okay.
That is an excellent point.
So I do just want to say that real quick up top.
Yeah. Literally the only thought I had about this motorcycle was me being like, oh, this is stupid. A flying motorcycle. Oh my god, I forgot it's a Harry Potter thing again.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I didn't even put that
It's
together
not broomsticks.
either.
It's a motorcycle.
No, but it's Hagrid's motorcycle.
yeah.
Oh, I forgot about
Yeah.
that one. Okay, that makes more
Yeah.
sense. Okay.
Every like other chapter, I remember that this is a
Yeah.
Harry Potter AU.
Every time Simon is there, I remember it's a Harry Potter AU.
Yeah.
It's just how it is. The other thing I just thought of with the motorcycle, the implication is that the demon energy that the motorcycle runs on is vampire energy.
Yeah.
Because none of the other demons are limited by nighttime.
No,
Yeah.
So did they just like murder other vampires, and put them in this motorcycle?
Well, like, because it's not a demonic motorcycle. It's clearly a vampiric motorcycle. Because I thought it would just stop working
No.
when the sun came up. No, it literally
It
disintegrates
turns into a pile
as
of
they
dust.
crash. As
Wait,
they
no,
crash
no, no.
land. Oh, do you think it turns back into
I
a
think
vampire
so.
motorcycle later? Why?
Wait.
Okay.
The demons can't have direct sunlight in this universe either.
Oh,
I
okay,
googled
okay.
it to
Really?
double check, but they can't. No.
Okay, but the motorcycle
But
turns
still.
into a pile of dust, which is a thing that vampires do.
Yeah.
My
That
brother
makes sense.
is a werewolf,
No, it
and
doesn't.
so is my motorcycle. My motorcycle is also a werewolf. But
My
it's
motorcycle's
vampires.
a werewolf, and also it's a vampire.
Wow, I can't believe Alan Wake 2 DLC stole this idea from City of Bones.
Yeah, who knew there was such a 1-to-1 correlation between those two pieces of media?
Okay, I think the like motorcycles are,
Vampires.
what is that anime where the girl is also a dog?
I have no idea.
Alchemist, the Alchemist one.
Oh, Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal Alchemist.
I don't think it's a chimera.
Listen to me.
Sophie.
They've Full Metal Alchemist, a motorcycle, and a
No.
vampire together, and that's
Absolutely
why.
not.
And that's why it runs like a vampire does.
No.
It flies like vampires could do, and also it turns into dust like vampires
Turns
could
into
do.
dust like a vampire can do.
Yeah.
And when the dust gets scattered to the wind, it will regenerate as multiple discrete vampire motorcycles.
I am standing behind my theory.
This is so frustrating.
He turned his brother into a big metal robot. Come on.
That's true. Well, he didn't turn his brother into a big metal robot. He turned his brother into a disembodied soul that possesses a big metal suit of armor.
So a vampire possesses this motorcycle.
A vampire is possessing this motorcycle.
Yeah.
Do vampires have souls? Maybe the soul goes into a motorcycle when you kill the vampire. What if your vampire friend turns into dust and commingles with the motorcycle dust?
Then you get a vampire motorcycle.
Then you get a vampire motorcycle. Yeah. So maybe that's how they make it. Their friend turns into dust.
And then you turn that dust into like a lacquer that you put over the motorcycle. You pour the dust into the gas tank.
Exactly.
We figured it out.
Wow. That's why it's so hard to repair the vampire motorcycles, because it means you have to murder one of your friends.
Your best friends.
What a stupid idea.
I love this canon for our motorcycles. Are we right, Sam?
I have no idea. The motorcycles literally never come back.
No!
That might be a lie, but they're like not relevant. At least they weren't to my teenage brain.
How surprising.
Tragic. Okay. That's fine. Anyway, I think we're right, but maybe we should talk about earlier on in the chapter.
Yeah. I feel like usually we biologize the creatures and not the modes of transportation, but like that's fine too.
We're branching out.
Yeah. We're becoming mechanics. Oh.
Yeah?
Did anyone notice that the wolves were described to have shark-like teeth?
Yes.
I did notice that.
I did notice that.
What do you think she means?
I was angry because I think it's just she's trying to like use a description that's not like, oh, they had like wolf-like teeth or whatever. But I was like, a wolf doesn't have shark teeth for a very important reason. Like they don't eat the same as sharks,
right?
Like you can't be a wolf and have shark teeth. Like natural selection would fail you.
Yeah. Well, maybe werewolves eat fish. We don't know.
That's true.
Well,
Like, shark teeth are
in New York
for...
City,
Yeah.
It's like a coastal town.
I wouldn't want to be eating those coastal fish.
No.
They eat all the sewer crocodiles.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Anyways.
No.
Yeah, because, like,
You
sharks
go.
have, like, ripping cutting teeth for, like, getting big chunks of things that they swallow whole.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
wolves and other dogs both rip and chew.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So it's a different kind of function. Also, like, we've talked about this before on this podcast, sharks have multiple rows of teeth that are not adhered very strongly into the jaw.
Yeah.
Okay, but
Uh-huh.
But
I'm pretty sure, didn't we have shark teeth as a theory for erasers?
We did.
Because they were werewolves who were just changing back and forth a lot, and we were like, well, at least shark teeth, they lose their teeth
Yeah.
and then are replaced with new ones,
Yeah.
which explained
Yeah.
why they would have human teeth and then
And then
wolf teeth and
surprising
then
teeth.
yeah. So I just think this is not as bad as we think it is for something that's a shapeshifter.
Yeah, it's just, for me, my immediate thought when I hear shark teeth is the, like, multiple rows of teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that does not belong in a canid.
Okay, see, because in my head, I just think of like triangle serrated teeth. I don't necessarily think of rows of teeth.
I think of both.
Wow.
Wow.
Dang. Able to hold multiple thoughts in her head at once. Crazy.
Yeah.
Skill.
What a skill.
This is
Couldn't
why
be me.
I'm chaotic.
Because you think about two
I was
things.
gonna say, this is why you're the most trusted at your job.
That's also what I
No,
thought.
this
You can have
is-
2 ideas at once.
I can think about both things about shark teeth.
I can literally think about like 3 things at the same time. Anyways,
Oh.
the shark teeth.
Uh-huh.
No, I don't know where I was going with
That's
that.
fair.
But I don't know. I think it was just used as like
Yeah.
a one-off to be like, oh my god, they have sharp teeth. And again, not having 3 biologists reading this, dissecting every little way the words are used. Like, I genuinely don't think these wolves have shark teeth.
No.
Are you saying she meant it as a metaphor? Crazy.
Yeah.
No.
Impossible.
But the
No
way it
metaphors
was
allowed
worded
here.
too is that like it could not be a metaphor. So like
Yeah.
there's
there's
part of
that.
me that like has to take it seriously that werewolves now canonically have shark teeth in the Shadowhunter world.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I would sort of I am not 100% opposed to that because I sort of like the idea that a werewolf isn't like turning into a wolf. You know, like
yeah, fair.
I kind of like the idea that like if in a world where you're like, oh, and I have humans that shapeshift into werewolves, that like they're not necessarily turning into 100% actual wolf. They're turning into like
Mhm.
some creature, right? Like because these are like
Yeah.
this is a demon disease that turns them into this like
Mhm.
nah, I guess they're described as wolves immediately, but I'm not opposed to something that's like, oh, it looked kind of like a wolf, but it had teeth like a shark. And I'm like, okay, cool. Sure.
I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense from like the perspective of it's supposed to be a demon disease.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, to your point, it's not supposed to be a perfect replica.
Yeah, it's not a 1-to-1.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
maybe when she
yeah.
said it's a brindled gray monster with teeth like a shark's, she meant it's because it was shedding its teeth as it shapeshifted.
Oh, so like the human teeth were falling
Yeah.
out? Oh. That
Oh,
is like
fuck.
also a thing I've envisioned is like, yeah, when they
Unfortunately.
turn into wolves, their
Yeah.
human teeth just fall out. And then when they turn back
Yeah.
into humans, their wolf teeth fall out. So they're just like
Constantly losing
constantly
teeth.
losing
Just
teeth,
leaving
which
a
I mean
trail
is
of
like
teeth behind them.
great oral health. You never have to worry about tooth decay.
That's the
Yeah.
benefit of being a shark.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just have
One of
new
the many
ones
benefits.
of being a shark. Yeah.
Consider shark today. These werewolves do seem to be described, other than the shark teeth, as just a wolf.
Yeah.
They're not like spooky wolf men with ripped jorts. You know?
Ripped
Which is
jorts?
like
the classic
which is like-
werewolf. That is
the other kind
yeah.
the other
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
werewolf.
That is
Where
the
they're like a bipedal, a woo man.
yeah. That is what my brain provides.
Oh my god, I thought you were talking about how the Twilight werewolves would carry their shorts with them.
There's that too.
And it's not wearing it, just holding it.
No,
No.
they're
And
like
okay,
holding
It was a
in their
choice to
secret
be
pouch.
jorts.
That's yeah.
I didn't think of the bipedal version. Oh god.
Yeah, because the bipedal ones are
Yeah.
always wearing jorts.
No,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Did
These ones are not bipedal.
yeah. Was Remus Lupin always wearing jorts when he turned into a werewolf?
I think he was naked.
I
Okay.
think he was naked.
But these
yeah.
werewolves are not naked. They just turn back and forth with their clothes still on their human bodies and not on their wolf body.
Right.
Which is what you would want to happen if you were to be a werewolf, but also
Yeah.
what's the deal with that?
What's the deal with that? This is, if ever I think about writing
Animorphs.
anything that has a shapeshifter in it, which is a story that I'm thinking about writing, I
Yeah.
always get stuck on this where I'm like, they wouldn't have clothes. Their clothes would
Yeah.
not be with them. I mean, it's already magic.
That's
Yeah,
why the
so-
Twilight werewolves having like a secret
Yeah.
little like pouch.
Okay, the pouch is not
beside-
acceptable.
Well,
Little
you know what I
pants
mean though,
strap.
like the little hiding
Yeah.
spot, like
Yeah.
in their fur. Not that it's
That part's
fuck, I forgot about that.
crazy. Yeah.
What if
no,
you're just
I
a
was thinking it was just
marsupial?
wearing a fanny pack.
Yeah.
we're a
Marsupial wolf. He's a
Uh-huh.
thylacine
Tasmanian.
Yeah.
Tasmanian
Yeah,
tiger.
one
Yeah.
of those.
with a pouch for your shorts.
Yeah.
Gotta have my jorts and my
Gotta have my jorts pouch.
marsupial pouch. In my flesh pouch. I store my jorts in my flesh pouch.
Oh, I hate that.
And no.
I hate that
Gotta keep
term.
your
I don't
cool
want to hear
rock.
it
Oh,
again.
fuck.
No.
Like an otter.
Like an otter, yeah.
Keep your cool rock and also your jorts.
And also your jorts.
I hate it. Hey,
Despise it.
in your TJ Klune werewolf books, do they have clothes on?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think they become unclothed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
like
that makes the most sense.
Yeah.
It does make the most sense. I like the Animorphs solution, which was a middle grade series, so they can't just have naked children all over
Yeah.
the place. But they did have it where only things that were skin tight could morph with you, so they were constantly just
Oh.
wearing bike shorts and leotards, and then just being like, my fucking shoes.
Oh.
But I
See,
feel like that was a decent solution.
yeah. Skin tight seems reasonable. The one I was thinking of was the Tamora Pierce
Mercedes Lackey.
shape-shifting middle grade series where she is just naked because she's like, it's me. I turn into the animal, it's not my clothes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, it probably only happened once that she had to do anything naked. She'd always just be like, okay. And then I
And then I went home.
shape-shifted in a place where I found some clothes.
Yeah.
And then there was only one time where she had to murder a guy with a bow and arrow while naked.
Dang. Powerful.
And I was like, actually, that is very powerful. Thank you for doing it this way. You can murder the bad guy while naked. It's allowed.
Yeah. It's allowed. I
Yeah.
mean, murder is not allowed usually. And neither is public nakedness. But for the sake of this,
when you're committing murder, being publicly naked actually isn't that bad if you think about it.
yeah, it turns out this is not the
Less
worst
of a
thing you're
crime.
doing, so
Yeah.
it's okay.
Anyway,
Yeah, these werewolves, their transformation is described in words using a wave or a ripple or something, which I feel like are common visual effects for magical woo nonsense.
mhm.
So maybe their clothes or even their different bodies just swap places in a little mini quantum magic plane
Ooh.
or something.
That's fun. I did
Thanks.
I don't remember what series it was anymore, but it was you can't change into an animal that is smaller or bigger than you. You can change into
Oh.
an animal that is the same size as you because mass has to remain the same.
Mm.
And so that's sort of what I was thinking here. Is I was like, it sounds like the wolf is gigantic because the dude is gigantic.
Yeah. Yeah. So in that situation where the mass has to remain constant, did they do it as a, like, you can only change into animals that are already about the same mass as you? Or was it like if you turn into a chicken, you're going to be the biggest chicken that's ever existed?
I'm trying to remember what series this was, but I seem to remember them turning into like a big mouse.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
That's delightful. A very small rhinoceros.
Yeah. It was something like, oh, you're breaking the laws of the universe if you turn into a tiny bird.
Right.
It's like, oh, fair.
Fair. Yeah. Yeah, so these guys are just storing their extra mass and their clothes somewhere.
Yeah. Maybe their clothes are stored as like, you know, like when you pet a dog and it has a lot of loose fur.
Yeah.
That's their clothes.
Like the dust.
Like the dust. Like the motorcycles.
See, we do already have 2 examples in this book of an inorganic thing being somehow alive. In both the vampire dust and the vampire motorcycle.
The werewolf.
So-
The werewolf is going undercover somewhere for some reason, and it gets like brushed by the zookeeper or whatever, and then suddenly now he's like, "Damn it! I'm gonna come back naked.
Oh no,
My clothes got brushed
My
off
shirt.
of me." That's a rom-com. Anyway, this is still the first like 2 paragraphs of this chapter.
I don't know. I mean,
Do you
it's
think
like the most interesting part?
Yeah. Do you think the one she threw? Okay, so I stand by that 2 episodes ago, I guessed that Clary was going to be surprisingly good at a weapon.
Yes, you did.
And she was really good at throwing this knife somehow. Do you think
Mhm.
the wolf that she threw a knife at is Luke?
That's what I thought also.
I think it is.
I think it is too.
Yeah.
I'm kind of annoyed that we didn't get the like, oh my god, is this Luke reveal in this chapter? Because they just fucking left. So now it's going to be more chapters before we get to find that out.
I thought it was going to be like they're on the motorcycle, they're about to fly away. The werewolves burst out of the door, and one of them turns into Luke and is like, Clary, no!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like
Or
something. I don't know.
I don't know.
I also, Sam, maybe you can help me with this, because I had a struggle understanding something that happened here, which is this like vampire and werewolf fight breaks out. Simon, as a rat, finds a secret door that he and Jason Clary are going to escape through. And the door is locked, and Jace has to bodily break down the locked door, causing himself grievous pain to his shoulder. But did he not do like an Alohomora rune unlocking at some point
Yeah.
in an earlier chapter?
Yeah.
Okay. And like, I was like, oh, maybe he doesn't have his Steely or whatever, but then he immediately locks the door using the Steely once they get through it.
I thought I might just not have read it properly. I thought he had to do something to be able to break it down, because I thought
He just hit it really hard.
Oh, did he just hit it really hard? I might have made that up in my head then. Yeah, no, I think I think he's just trying to show off, but it's probably just a plot hole. There's definitely a way to unlock doors.
I was going to say maybe it's that he doesn't have like the time or the attention, like he's too, but then I'm like, his whole job is to like do magic during battle.
Yeah, it could be a case too where like there's some sort of warlock magic that the vampires have had to like seal the doors, because even the like rune they put on to like slow down their enemies or whatever doesn't last that long. So it could just be a case of that. Yeah. I think there's like multiple potentials, but I had the same thought. I was like, can't you just unlock this with a rune?
Maybe
But
it's also rusty, like...
Yeah, like it could be magic.
just
It could just be Jace wanting to show off his brawn. Like it could be many things. And she could have intentionally done it as like, yeah, Jace was just trying to be a show off, whatever.
I believe that.
Yeah. So
does it ever explain why the werewolves and the vampires hate each other so much?
I don't remember. I think it is just the usual like beef that every
Like,
fantasy story kind of uses.
They both exist at night. They're trying to eat the same humans.
Yeah, and like I don't even know the original like why Twilight. No. Why werewolves and vampires like have this beef? Like cuz it's in everything. And that's just because I've never
Yeah.
read any of the classics. So like I don't know. But maybe there's something in Dracula or
I have
Teen
no
Wolf?
idea. I was
I
just
don't
like,
know.
could it just be Twilight? Maybe.
That's what I'm like, is it just Twilight that like but no, it was in like Underworld. Like you remember those
Yeah.
movies?
Oh, yeah.
Like it was Lycans versus vampires, like they hated each other then too. Like it's a common thing. I'm
Oh,
just not well
yeah.
versed enough in my
I don't know
mythos.
why, but
Me neither.
Yeah.
yep.
Why do
Why do they hate each other? I mean, I
werewolves?
believe it as just a reason, like, they're both night creatures and they both want, like, territories because they're both predators.
I think that's usually
Yeah.
the case.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally the first thing that shows up when you Google it is like the werewolves are protecting the humans from the vampires in Twilight. Which, like, might be the original reason. Like, it might be a protection thing, but I don't know.
Yep. I mean, because I feel like something like another, like, vampire/werewolf book, movie thing would probably not want to be like, well, Twilight did it, so let's do it too.
Yeah, I found a blog entry from someone who like studies the history of vampires, and it, according to them, the like beef between the two species is from like the Dark Shadows show in the 1960s, and then the
Oh.
like, is it the movies, the Underworld series? I guess it was like super popular and had the same kind of thing in it.
Okay.
So it seems like it was a thing that kind of popped up in a couple, like, not, I guess, early pop culture paranormal things, and then just got perpetuated.
Sure. I believe
But-
it.
I don't know. Could be wrong.
Yeah, because I think werewolves and vampires like stem from very similar origin stories, like in folklore. I could be wrong, but I think like it's much harder to tell apart like an old folklore tale about a monster if it's a vampire or a werewolf, right?
Yeah.
Like they're probably very similar, hence why vampires could turn into like wolves or bats or whatever. So I believe that it's like underworld.
Were werewolves like a rabies thing?
I think it was like a witch's
Maybe.
thing.
Yeah. But in Dracula, like my only knowledge of this is the 1992 movie with Gary Oldman. But like he turns into a wolf as like one of his things.
Yeah.
And I remember like as I was watching it with my boyfriend, I was like, wait, what? Like vampires can become wolves? Like I was so confused. And he's like, yeah, no, that's like the thing. Like Dracula becomes like all these like weird freaking monsters and stuff. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I know. I
Yeah.
knew that was true of vampire early myths that they could like turn into wolves. So I'm just extrapolating.
And then in my favorite movie, Van
Okay.
Helsing with Hugh Jackman, I think Van
Yeah.
Helsing turns into a wolf in that too to defeat
Oh.
Dracula.
Oh my god. So it's probably more of a modern thing, is what
I think
we're saying.
it is. I feel like it might be.
But
Yeah.
before Twilight, which is the important thing.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think it was established before Twilight, and I
Yeah.
think Twilight just kind of heightened it, is my theory.
Wow. Love
Mm.
it.
Yeah.
Anyway. Great. This book is doing it differently, where vampires are the ones who are into motorcycles instead of werewolves, because normally it's the other way around.
Specifically Jacob.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, the werewolves might be into motorcycles too.
you're right.
it's true.
We don't know
They
this
might
yet.
also have demon.
And their
But I feel-
motorcycles can turn into wolves.
Wow.
Hey!
I mean, why would you need a motorcycle if you could ride around on a giant wolf? That's way cooler.
You can't ride around on a giant wolf. You are
They
the
are
giant
the
wolf.
wolf.
Then why would you need a motorcycle
To
if you can just
ride-
be a giant wolf?
Yeah, you know what's cool? Being a wolf and running around. You know what's even cooler? Being a wolf riding a motorcycle.
But but how they're not the bipedal kinds of werewolves, so how would they do it? Maybe they can. Maybe
Look,
they could be either shape of werewolf. They
Yeah.
can go halfway and be the Jorts kind, and they can go all the way.
gotta have a
be
pocket
the
for your
Twilight kind.
motorcycle.
Hey,
your motorcycle helmet.
Maybe they can switch into bipedal mode when they have to go on the motorcycle.
When they have to go on the
It's fine.
motorcycle, yeah.
Maybe they still have opposable thumbs in their werewolf form.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus!
For motorcycle riding.
For
the
motorcycle riding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to have like the knees so that they can like kickstart the motorcycle,
Yeah.
which is helpful if you have
Uh-huh.
bipedal morphology.
Yeah. The most
How would a quadruped ride a
Okay.
motorcycle?
I don't know. We haven't gotten to that chapter yet. Don't ask me.
Gee,
The furries
Jesus.
have been doing it forever.
that's true. I should go ask one.
Yeah.
I'm not
Anyway,
gonna do
the
that.
most disappointing part about this chapter is that we nearly had a maximum ride because Clary thinks real hard about making a rune about giving herself wings.
Yeah, because she just spontaneously knows a bunch of runes now.
Yeah.
Now that Magnus has unblocked some of her brain.
This is important. Do not just like put this as fully of like, oh, she's not like the other girls. Like, this is actually a very important point.
Okay, that's what I was just
And
gonna
remember
say
it.
though, because I was like,
Yeah.
it doesn't seem like a rune that she saw in that book,
Yeah,
which
her brain
implies
just knows it.
that she like is inventing it or oh,
Oh,
she's secretly the new angel. What's that guy's name? What was the angel's name?
Raziel?
Raziel. I almost said
Raziel.
Azrael, but that's the wrong
yeah.
That's a
Winged guy.
Fury.
wrong winged guy.
Yeah,
Wow.
no, this is definitely an important thing to pick up on.
Okay, we do
Okay.
need to address that Azrael is definitely just Raziel rearranged, right?
I think Azrael is like also a regular archangel name.
Yeah, I was like,
Oh,
I
okay.
think
It's not just a Sarah J. Maas thing.
Okay. Anyway, yes, it did seem very important the way she's like thinking about this rune and how it's not one that she saw before.
So she's a rune writer.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Rune shaper, rune.
Rune.
She's a shadow hunter. Wait.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Let me just go look at the
No,
other
that's
titles
cheating.
of books in this series.
She's a clockwork angel or something.
She is a city
Of
of lost
ashes.
souls.
She's an ash writer.
you don't really get the resolution to this
No.
until
She's
the
a-
third book.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. You can
She's
tell
a
us
dark
about it. Yeah.
Artificer.
Yeah.
An infernal devicer.
She's
no,
a mortal
she's
cupper.
not.
She is the mortal cup.
Maybe.
That's why they can't find it. She swallowed it,
she became
gri-
it. Yeah.
grinded it up, and put it in her bones.
Yeah. Probably.
Somehow she is the fucking cup
Yeah.
or something.
Mhm.
Is this Simon on the cover of book 3, or is this Alec, do we think?
It's Sebastian.
Who
Who
the
could
fuck
that
is
be?
Sebastian?
That's an
Guess you'll
angel
have to
last
keep
name.
reading to find
Okay.
out.
Great.
Hmm.
I'm noting this thing and I will definitely not forget it immediately.
I've
but
already forgotten.
Okay.
Oh, right. She almost made wings.
She almost made wings. She almost maximum rided herself. And then we all agree that Jace is right to assume that the motorcycle can fly because it's at the top of a building.
Yeah, that I feel dumb.
I
know.
forgot that some of the motorcycles could fly. I thought he was just doing like an Evel Knievel jump because it would be more likely or less likely to kill you if you like land on the shocks and rubber tires of a motorcycle than if you just leap from the roof.
It's like the most important thing about these motorcycles is that they could fly. We've been talking about it for chapters and chapters and chapters.
Yeah.
It's been like a month.
Okay, fair. So they escape. We still don't know if Luke was there, but he probably was.
He probably was.
Probably
JC
was.
JC?
JC?
Clary stabbed
yeah.
him. JC?
Yeah, Clary stabbed him because for some reason he didn't want her to know that he's a werewolf.
Yeah.
And then
And then Simon turns back to a human.
Yeah,
at
I
the
guess
end,
with
which is
Dawn.
nice.
sunrise.
The spell ended at dawn.
Yeah. Oh, so
Seems reasonable.
yeah, so if demons can't have sunrise on them, I guess that means the quote-unquote, like, fairies can't either, right? Because everything's
Oh.
a demon, basically.
Are fairies demons?
Aren't all downworlders
Fairies-
demons?
No, they're not. They're not sure what fairies are believed to be half angel, half demon, or something.
Oh my God.
No, I think we read it. I think.
Again, it's been over a month. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
no, but
any
they don't. They
details.
don't know what the fae are. Like that's kind
Okay.
of the thing. So it's hypothesized.
But if they're half demon, it would make sense that their magic ends with dawn.
I think they can go in the sun. I don't think that's a thing for fairies. Yeah, because they're associated with the beauty of angels, but the viciousness and malevolence of demons.
Classic.
But they
Mhm.
don't, like, fully...
Fit into either.
Yeah.
Going deep. Okay, so, and then Simon is human again.
And
Yeah.
warlocks,
Yeah.
warlocks are half demon, but they can go into the sun. So it probably has
Oh,
something
yes,
to
okay.
do with, like, the fact that it's, like, a disease. But I don't know if werewolves can transform in...
They're just the moon. Well, I mean, I guess they changed back
Yeah.
and forth a bunch.
Yeah, that was going to be my follow-up question. Does anybody remember if it's currently a full moon?
I don't think it
In
needs to be a
story?
full moon for them. I think
It
it's
just has
like
to
a
be dark.
free-for-all transform. But I can't remember if they can do their transformation in the day or not.
Wow. We'll probably
Hmm.
find out.
Yeah, we'll learn.
This is like, I
Unless-
feel like a whole other tangent of,
Unless-
okay, now why can the
Why can they
warlocks go in
only-
the sun?
Yeah.
It's something to do with tides, the moon.
Because vampires do their thing at all hours, but not in the sun. And
No.
werewolves can do their thing.
They can be
In the moon.
human during the daytime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it definitely has something to do with the fact that it's a disease, so you're like more inflicted with like the
Oh.
negative aspects of being a demon, I think, is my
I thought
gut.
the vampires were also a disease.
Yeah, so the vampires
Oh.
and the werewolves are diseases, but
Oh, I see.
the fae and the warlocks are offspring. So they're only half demons, so it's like it's different, even though like logically there should be something. Maybe they just are predisposed to skin cancer. I don't know.
It seems like it would suck way more to be a vampire. Because
Yeah.
werewolves can like walk around.
Yeah, they're just guys.
They're guys.
Yeah. I definitely think the sunlight thing is like something to do with the disease.
Yeah.
And that's the theory I'm going with.
I wonder if it's
Yeah.
with the full moon thing. I wonder if, because we saw Luke's not a sex dungeon. I wonder if like on a full moon they're like really vicious and wild.
Yeah.
And that's why he has the
Interesting.
like chains.
Yeah.
think
like
something-
shackles.
does come up about that later on. I
Like
think
they-
you do find out.
They can be normal
Like
most of the rest of the time.
Something's coming to my brain now, and I don't know if this is right, but I think like it's difficult to transform outside of the
Mm.
full moon, but like the full moon, like you have to.
Okay.
I think. So but do not quote me on this. This is again 16-year-old knowledge coming
We'll
out.
find out, I assume.
Yeah, but I think that's what happens. So I think you can do it anytime. It's just kind of more difficult. And then the full moon like is like, oh, you have to. And usually in the case, because there is a new werewolf that gets followed on, I can't remember if it's book 2 or 3, but basically it shows like you get bitten, you don't really know, and then that full moon is like when you do the whole first transform thing, and then you're like, oh fuck, I'm a werewolf.
Ah.
So the moon definitely like forces it,
Yeah.
but I think they can transform any other time as well.
This makes
Interesting.
sense.
Yeah.
I like that
This
as
was-
some rules, but I don't know why they exist yet. Can't
Yeah.
figure it out biologically
Yeah.
at this time.
Come back to us
Yeah,
later.
we'll get back to
Yeah.
it.
This is our third book with werewolves, and it's eventually we're gonna
Eventually
figure it
we'll
out.
figure it out. Yeah, it's
But
magic.
every book is different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't think the Twilight Wolves were, like, dependent on the moon at all.
No, they weren't
But
true werewolves.
Isn't that
True.
They were just
okay? But
shapeshifters.
wasn't it them
Oh,
that
true.
it started that way though?
No.
Like the
No.
first time they change, isn't it with the?
No.
Oh.
No.
It had something to do with, like, hormones, puberty, and how many vamps were in town.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't think it was the moon, but again, well, I mean,
I don't
we
think
just.
so either.
Oh wait, we didn't read New Moon and Eclipse, so I can be forgiven.
Yeah.
We did only read Twilight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. In which there were actually no werewolves.
Yeah.
Really. But
Great.
okay.
Cool. And then Simon's back and everyone's fine.
It's fine. Clary is afraid of heights, which is really too bad when your boyfriend is like flying you around on a magical motorcycle that's about to crash into the river.
Yeah.
But she survives, so it's okay.
So it's fine. Yeah.
Ooh.
Do I have anything
Mhm.
else to say? I don't think so.
I think we did pretty good
I
there.
think we did that.
Yeah.
We covered a lot.
Wow.
Some of it was relevant.
Yeah.
Well.
All of it was relevant. Everyone agrees.
Mm.
Cool. Well, with that, how about we guess what's going to happen next?
Dun dun
Dun,
dun
dun, dun.
Dun dun dun.
So, chapter 16 is called Falling Angels.
Okay.
And your sentence
Good.
is Hodge was enraged.
Oh.
Oh no.
They're back at the Ding Dang Institute.
Back at the Ding Dang Institute.
Momentum. Halted. Go
Halted.
back to the safe space.
Yeah. Well, they gotta
Which-
go back because I assume Clary's arms are broken.
Oh, right. I forgot that she was grievously injured.
Or not. She seems okay. She gives Simon a hug, but seconds
Oh,
before
right.
she's like, agony shoots up my arms. So I guess they need
Yeah,
to
I don't
get
know.
first aid. And Isabel and Alec have
Mhm.
to come back in because she and Simon had a moment, so she has to be mad at Simon again with Isabel showing up.
Yeah, and like in a logic world, we had harrowing experience. We should go back to a safe place.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense. But for maintaining momentum in urban fantasy adventure, not ideal necessarily.
I need to check.
Sam's
I
like, I
mean-
need to see what's going to happen next.
Just like, wait a second.
Let me just double check.
I mean, listen, I think Clary deserves to fall asleep into the next chapter because I'm pretty sure it's been like 2 days since she slept. So maybe they do need a recoup chapter.
Yeah. I feel like, look, I just keep saying they're going to run off at some point.
At some point.
I guess I was saying that Jason and Clary were going to go on a solo mish, and they did just go on a solo mish, but then Simon was there.
That's true.
But I feel like they're going to get back to the safe place, and they're going to be there for like barely any time, but then they're going to learn that like the important people are coming to see Clary, or they're going to have to wipe Simon's memory or something like that. And
goodness.
they're going to be like, no, and ditch.
Yeah. At some point, they have to leave the...
But like, what do they have to do next?
Well, they still don't know where...
Oh, maybe they have to go back
Jocelyn
to
is.
Yeah, maybe they have to go back to
Claire's
Bone
mom.
City now that her memories are
Bone
unlocked.
City. Oh, maybe.
Maybe.
That would make sense, I think.
Yeah. They're gonna try and unlock more of Clary's memories somehow, either Bone City, or they're gonna like go to the library or something. Jace is gonna do magic on her that is probably not smart. Yeah.
Yeah, dumb magic.
Yeah.
There was, since you mentioned Bone City,
Yeah.
another example right at the beginning of this chapter of why the blank of blank is way better than the
Yeah.
alternative, because the werewolves show up and they're called the Moon's Children.
Yeah. And the vampires
Which
are called the
is
Night's
not
Children.
good.
This is so confusing.
It's not ideal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
All of the celestial concepts be having kids.
Yeah. All of them.
All of them. There's probably Sun's Children.
Yeah.
Fog's
Stars,
children.
all of them. All the stars.
Lots of children.
Yeah. I don't have more of a guess to give, really. Other than, I think Claire's going to get mad at Simon again because Isabel's back and they're flirting again.
Yeah, back again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's got to be
I
this
feel
way,
like it's
that
a
way.
transitional chapter
Yeah.
of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Cool,
we did a great job, I think. Right, Sam?
Sure.
Sure.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. Every
Perfect.
time. Look, I guess that Simon was going to be kidnapped, and I'm just riding that forever, you know?
It was
Yeah.
like me guessing the erasers were coming almost
Yeah.
every single
Eventually.
chapter.
Now I have nothing left to guess. Maybe Simon gets kidnapped again. I don't know.
I was gonna say he was only kidnapped for like half of a chapter.
Yeah. He's got to
He
get out
needs
of
to
here
go
again.
missing long term.
Yeah. You just want him to go missing long term.
Listen, I like him in small doses.
Yeah. When he's a rat, you like him.
I like most people when they're rats.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Well, on that note, let's talk about what else.
Oh, that's another Harry Potter thing. Sorry.
Yeah, it is.
There's
There are a bunch of rats. Well, one specifically, I guess.
the one rat in Harry Potter.
Yeah. Let's talk about what else we're reading. I am still reading 2 of the books I was reading before. Still reading The Mind of a Bee and We Could Be So Good. But also I'm reading Legendborn. And I'm having a good time.
I am so
Nice.
shocked. I was joking with Sophie the other day because she was telling me she was reading and she actually liked it. And I was like, I am so happy because I thought you were going to read 10 pages and be like, fuck this shit. So I am
Teenage
very
nonsense.
pleased at the moment.
I feel like I've just been so burned by books that are not written well that I
Yeah.
picked up this
Yup.
book that has a 4.32 on Goodreads.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this book is written so well
Yeah.
that I'm just like having a good time reading it.
I'm very pleased.
I feel like good writing makes up for a lot.
Yeah. It was a very near miss when the main character was really obnoxious at page 20. But then I was like, okay, I got past it. I moved on and I'm still here. So
That's great.
yeah. And I do just want to shout out the only other book I've finished this year, which was Solutions.
year?
Yeah,
Oh.
this year. I've been in a
Oh.
reading slump.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess technically I finished The Warm Hands of Ghosts back in January. But anyway, the other book I finished just last week, which was Solutions and Other Problems by Ali Brosh. It's like a nonfiction graphic novel. And it was really intense, but I forgot how much I liked her writing style and also drawing style. She did the blog Hyperbole and a Half, which was like really popular in the
Mhm.
2010s.
Mhm.
And I loved it a lot. And I liked this book too, even though it was intense. Oh, yeah. What about you guys?
I finally finished The Will of the Many by James Islington. Like, finally. I don't quite understand the hype of it, but that's a me problem.
I don't think it's just a you problem.
Oh, you rated it highly.
Yeah, I really liked it, but I noticed some issues for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I decided to pick up The Au Pair Affair by Tessa Bailey, which really sucked. And then I listened to a book I think you two would enjoy a lot more than I did, but it was still fun. The Cautious Traveler's Guide to the Wastelands by Sarah Brooks. It was a little adventure if The Last of Us plus Snowpiercer had a baby, and it's that book. And it's fun, but not super my style, so that's fine.
Cool. I saw your review for that and thought that was a negative review, so I didn't add it to my want to read.
Yeah.
No, I think you two would actually enjoy it a lot. There's like basically this train that goes through the wastelands, but the
Ugh.
wastelands are unstudied, and one of the characters is a naturalist who is studying the wastelands, but what comes
Mhm.
with it is like a wasteland disease,
Oh my god.
but it's like a mystery, and then yeah, but you're also kind of like trying to figure out what the wastelands are. It's not a bad book. It's just not
For you.
my vibe. Yeah.
I see
Yeah.
it says for fans of Piranesi, which is me. So
Yeah. Yeah, it had vibes like that. So,
Nice.
I
Great.
liked the naturalist aspect, like the scientist guy, and like all of that, but I couldn't quite it wasn't keeping me engaged enough, so I couldn't quite keep following what was like going on because I kept zoning out.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Cool.
so that's a me problem. And then I'm currently reading Bloodmarked, which is Legendborn number 2 by Tracy Dion, because I already read Legendborn. And I started reading My Roommate is a Vampire by Jenna Levine. Is that it? Oh, I'm also reading Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood.
All right.
That's
Wow.
it.
And
Yeah.
maybe rereading
That's it, just those, huh?
something.
Oh, I'm listening to the graphic audios of Court of Mist and Fury and their perfection.
Shocking.
That's all.
Mhm. I feel like I want to acknowledge that Sam has been like crushing it with the funny one-liner reviews on Goodreads lately.
Yeah.
They're so good.
Proud of myself.
Oh my gosh.
Pyramid schemes are bad, kids.
I keep thinking about that one and it cracks me up. Okay, anyway. What was I reading last time? I don't remember. But in the last 24 hours, I have finished 3 books, so
Wow.
let me tell you about them. I read Black Tide Sun by H.M. Long with my eyeballs, and that's the book 2 in the Darkwater Daughter series, which is a Canadian author, so that's nice. And that was just a perfectly fine book for me. Just seems like I should like him more, but it's fine. And then I finished 2 audiobooks. One was Someone You Can Build a Nest In by John Wiswell, which I had started listening to a while ago. And I also listened to Better Living Through Birding, Notes from a Black Man in the Natural World by Christian Cooper, which was fascinating. So I recommend that one if you're looking for like a memoir to listen to.
I've been meaning to read that one for a very long time and just haven't yet, so I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah,
it's moving it up the list.
Nice. I think it was like it just came up on Libby as like this is available. So I tried it because I remember the incident that made him go viral. And it turns out this is just an extremely fascinating person who happened to have a crazy viral moment on the internet. So yeah, that was a good one. And then I haven't started any physical or audiobooks since then, so I'm not actually currently reading anything. But because this is coming out in March, perhaps, I am now listening to The Ministry of Time by Kayleigh Bradley, because that is our Midlight Book Club book for this month.
Hell yeah. I'm excited.
We all continue to be stoked about it.
Have we mentioned that the books we've picked this year are all books that are on our physical TBRs? And we've just been meaning to get to them. It's not important information. It's the fun fact about all the books we're picking this year.
Yeah. So at least one of us owns a copy of this book and hasn't read it yet.
Which is why Legendborn was picked, and I'm reading Bloodmarked.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I wanted to read Bloodmarked, and I gave them a list of books, and anyways, it's fine.
And I'm having a great time
I wanted to read Legendborn.
I am so pleased.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was it. There was nothing important about to say about that. I just was like, it's a fun fact. We're airing out our dirty laundry by being like, these are books that have been in our TBRs for so long, and we just need to read them.
Just please someone convince me to read this. Yeah. Okay. With all that, if you liked this chapter of Midlight Crisis, please consider rating and reviewing us on Spotify or your podcatcher of choice. You can talk to us and find fun-related content on social media sometimes. We are at Midlight Pod on all of the platforms. And all chapters of the show thus far are available on our website, midlightpod.podbean.com, and on YouTube.
And Hannah, when a rat does anything at all. You genius rat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.